Hello, 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 all you beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the 5 Fam house on this wonderful, fine Wednesday evening. I hope everyone has had an awesome day and they're doing excellent and everything has been going well. If you were working or in school, I hope your day was lovely. And I welcome you into my kitchen this evening. We're going to make some homemade peach cobbler just like Grandma might have made. And then I'm also going to make something else because the peach cobbler doesn't take too long. So I'm going to make some oatmeal chocolate chip bars and show you how to make those in the oven. It's a great thing to take to parties. It's also good for just having around the house if you have kids and they want to grab something. So we are going to jump into my kitchen here and we're going to get started. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the follow. Glad to have you. Hello, Mr. Frank and Ruff. Welcome in. Glad to see you guys and gals. So let's hop in my kitchen here. So this is the size dish that you're going to use for your peach cobbler, okay? I prefer using glass for my peach cobbler or ceramic or something like that. This is just a Pioneer Woman dish that I have. And let's see. These are not marked, but I think this is like a 9 by 10 that we're going to use on this one. Let me see what it recommends. I use this one for peach cobbler, so I'm so used to not knowing the size. 9 by 13, 9 by 10 to 9 by 13. So we're going to use this. I use the deeper walled dish just because peach cobbler can get ooey gooey and bubbly, and I don't want anything coming out. So we're going to use this. Oh, yes, Gran's niece. Yes, yes, yes. Gran was telling me about her. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hope you enjoy the stream. So let's get started. I have already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I will share with you that I prefer to make peach cobbler with fresh peaches. But here in Tennessee, peaches do not come in the orchards until July. So the peaches we have in the store, to me, they're just kind of too stiff and nasty right now. So another alternative my grandma used to do was just get a good old can of canned peaches. I got these at Sam's Club. They're just some organic peaches in their own juice. I don't like to get the peaches that have juice that, it's really sweetened or something like that. So these are in their own juice, and we're going to use those for now. It'll still turn out really good. So you can do that if you do not have peaches in season right now. So what we're going to start off with is we have a stick of butter. I use unsalted butter. So it's just a stick of butter. This has come from Publix. And I'm going to cut into little pieces 6 tablespoons of butter. And we're just going to put it all inside of here, okay? So that's what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to cut 6 tablespoons of butter. And I'm just going to put them all over this. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put this in the oven that's already preheated. And we're going to let this butter melt while we're making the dough, okay? 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is going to melt in our pan while we're making the dough for our peach cobbler here. Feel free to ask any questions. If anyone has questions, you know I welcome questions. No question is a dumb question either. All right. And then, unless you're rough, it might be a goofy question. All right. So we have our 6 tablespoons of butter in there, and I'm going to turn around behind me, and I'm going to set this in my oven. Now I'm going to let that melt while we move on to our next step here. Yes, Ruff, I will ship you. I know you're asking about yourself, this cobbler, but said name person will not give me their said name address. So no, I guess I can't ship it. All right. So let's see here. Let me get my recipe. I kind of have it by heart, but I don't want to skip a step that might be important. All right, let me get my bowl here. All right, and in this bowl, we're going to mix our flour, our sugar, our baking powder, and our salt, okay? So we're going to take 1 cup of flour and make sure, as I teach all of y'all before, level your flour so you have a level cup of flour. So let me get my measuring cup here. So let's measure a cup of flour. Frank, I already have your address, so you're in luck. I've already shipped you food. Hey, Gertie, what's up? Now there's a level scoop of 1 cup of flour. We're going to put that in our bowl. Now, let's see. We're going to put in a cup of granulated sugar. As you know by now, I use pure cane sugar. So let's make sure this is about level. Cup of sugar. Let me move this stuff out of my way. Then we need to put in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let me get my measuring spoons here. Let's see, teaspoon. Here we go. So I'm going to get my teaspoon measuring spoon off. And we're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So you're my son now, Ruff? Two teaspoons of baking powder. And a fourth of a teaspoon of salt. Let's get our fourth off. And I just use some sea salt here, natural sea salt. Come on, salt, I mean. There we go, fourth of a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm just going to take my spatula back here and I'm going to mix this stuff up till I have it really good incorporated here. All right, that looks pretty good there. Let's see. Now that we have mixed all that together, we're going to stir in our milk until it's just barely combined, okay? So we need to stir in 3/4 cup of milk. So I have measured out my milk over here. I use 2%. You can use whole. It's up to you. Sam! How's it going, Sam? All right, let's mix this milk in. Our batter here. Make sure all your dry is mixed in. I don't like dry. Now, if you're going to use fresh peaches, you need to peel 5 peaches, like decent sized peaches, not little tiny ones, decent sized ones. And if you're going to use canned peaches, let me see if it tells me here. I just eyeball it, but I want to give you all an idea. You might use about 2 small cans of peaches. Now, some people like extra peaches, like my grandma did, and she may put a little extra. Now, let me see if our butter has melted in this pan. Okay. Yes, butter melted. So now we're going to take our batter or our dough, our peach cobbler dough, and we're going to pour it into the pan over this melted butter, okay? And we're going to smooth out our dough into an even layer. So I'm just going to start here. And it kind of smoothed itself out. It did, but just make sure if it doesn't. Okay. Now we're going to spoon our peaches and some peach juice over this batter, okay? So I've already opened a can of peaches here. Like I said, if I had fresh good peaches in season in Tennessee, I would definitely use those over this. But I'm just going to spoon in my peaches here. Now let me open up a second can of peaches. It's actually, Jeffro really doesn't eat peach cobbler. He likes cherry cobbler the best. That's his favorite. And peach cobbler is my dad's ultimate favorite cobbler. I like peach cobbler. I can't remember if Puff does. I'm pretty sure cilantro will. He ate it when he was little, but he hasn't had it in a very long time. Okay. Now, you may not use all of the second can, and that's okay. But 1 can is definitely not enough peaches. Trust me. My grandmother thought you can never have enough peaches. This was her favorite thing in the world to make. We used to have Sunday dinner after church when I was a little girl at my grandma's house every single Sunday. Up until she got Alzheimer's, my grandma still made dinner on Sundays after church. And most of the time when peach season was in, you could count every Sunday was a peach cobbler. She never got tired of making it. And she loved blackberry cobbler. I'm going to use all the peaches. Now, it has a little bit of peach juice. I'm going to pour just a little bit more. Okay. Now, here's the trick my grandma liked. Yes, it does, Frank. I like Alabama peaches are my favorite peaches. Georgia peaches, I know they're known for peaches, but if you ever get a good Alabama peach, you cannot beat Alabama peaches. The flea market here, the Nashville Flea Market, this guy from Alabama comes sometimes and sells peaches. They are the best thing. So here was the trick my grandma did, cinnamon. Okay, cinnamon. She would sprinkle cinnamon over her peach cobbler. You don't have to douse it or anything. We like cinnamon in this house, but some people don't. If you know somebody has a cinnamon allergy, you might want to leave it out if they're coming to eat. Okay, so I'm just going to take my spoon here and I'm just going to kind of poke the cinnamon down a little bit so a bunch of the huge dry clumps won't sit on the top. Okay, and that is it. Now you're going to put it in the oven, your 350-degree oven, and you're going to cook it 38 to 40 minutes. You're going to tell it's done. This dough is going to start rising up through these peaches, okay? And it is going to make a nice crust on top of this. And you're going to know when it's done because this dough is going to look really nice and brown. So when you get close to the 38 minutes, depending on how hot your stove is, you may find out you need to pull this out. Or you may need to cook it a little longer, okay? So we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to let this cook for 38 minutes to 40 minutes. Now, a must with this in my household is you better have some vanilla ice cream in the freezer. When this comes out of the oven, you need to scoop you out some and put you a nice big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. Any cobbler, I feel like, needs some good old vanilla ice cream. So we're going to put this in our oven. And I'm going to set the timer. Let me see if I can get this. Is it still? It's kind of warm. Let me see. I might need a second minute here. Get this. Okay. Now I'm going to put this in my oven. And I'm going to set my timer back here on 38 minutes. And I started that. Now, because that was so fast, I thought I would cook up a second recipe tonight, okay? So I thought of making some chocolate oatmeal bars tonight. It's chocolate chip oatmeal bars. So let me clean up my area here. We're going to regroup here. And I am going to show you how to make some delicious bars, okay? Let me get a mixer in our big old bowl. Yes, me too, Gertie. Brownies are good with ice cream on top. I love a good hot apple pie. I don't know. Pretty much anything that's fruity is good with vanilla ice cream. And I love it in the summer because I make homemade vanilla ice cream right in our homemade ice cream maker. And you talk about some good ice cream on an apple cobbler. All right, let me get these bowls over here. Alrighty, so let's make some oatmeal chocolate chip bars now, okay? So what we're going to do here is you need to set out a cup of butter at room temperature, okay? So my butter is over here, unsalted again, and a cup is going to be 2 sticks, okay? Because a half a cup is 1 stick. So I hope this has been sitting out long enough, but I'm going to dump 2 sticks of butter in here. I'm going to try to do my hand mixer so I don't have to get my big old tabletop over here. All right. Now we are going to put in a half a cup of pure cane sugar, granulated sugar. All right, half a cup. And then we're going to do 1 cup of brown sugar. So let me get a spoon here. And I'm going to measure out. I got my brown sugar. I keep my brown sugar just in a glass container like this. I do. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen this, but this is just a little stone. You can get them at neat little country stores and stuff. And you wet it. And then you put it down your brown sugar. And it keeps your brown sugar moist. And it doesn't let it dry out. Chick-fil-A is good, Gertie. I like their mashed potatoes at KFC now with no gravy. I like I think it's PDQ that's in Florida. That's good too. Okay, a cup of brown sugar. So measure this out. Okay. Cup of brown sugar. Now I'm going to try to mix this with my mixer a little bit. And I try to use the deeper bowl because it tries to fling it a little bit. Especially because I don't think the butter is completely soft enough. I've had it out only about 45 minutes. A trick to making your butter try to get a little softer is if you're preheating your oven, set it on your stove top. That's what I did to try to get it to soften a little faster. All right. Now, let's see what we do next. We're going to add our eggs one at a time, mixing after each egg, okay? And then we're going to add our vanilla. So it requires 2 large eggs, so I'm going to add 1 egg for now. Okay. Let's mix this 1 egg in. Okay. Now let me mix another egg in. Yeah, I usually set it out, Gertie, but I didn't even know I was going to make this when I originally thought tonight. But then I thought, I want to make something else because I feel like the daggone peach cobbler's too fast. So I decided to make this too. So that's my fault for not setting out the butter soon enough. All right, let me mix this other egg in. I probably should have used my tabletop mixer. It would have flattened that butter. It's starting to cream it now. All right, now we're going to add some vanilla, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Teaspoon, where's my teaspoon? Okay. So I'm going to add my vanilla. 1 and 2. And I use clear vanilla most of the time. I do have some vanilla my sister got me on one of her trips that's from Mexico, but I use clear vanilla. That's my preference is the Watkins. I love their vanilla. So let's mix that in. All right. Now, we are going to set this aside. I'm going to get another bowl and we're going to mix our dry ingredients, okay? Our salt, baking soda, baking powder, flour, okay? And our rolled oats. So, let's see here. Let me get another bowl. Let me scoot this. We're just going to scoot that out of our way for just a moment. Let me get my eggs here out of the way. I hope my bowl is big enough. All my bowls. I keep using all my bowls. I got some in the fridge too. Okay, let's see. A half a teaspoon of salt. Where is my salt? Okay. Okay, half a teaspoon of salt in there. Now I'm going to do a teaspoon of baking soda. So I just have some Arm& Hammer baking soda. You can use it for cleaning, cooking, whatever. I keep it in my pantry. Teaspoon of baking soda. Then a teaspoon of baking powder. Yes, baking soda and baking powder are completely different. You cannot sub one for the other in a recipe or you will mess it up. All right. Now 1.5 cups of flour needs to go in here. Let me get my flour back. And it says what, 1.5 cups? Okay. So I'm just going to measure my flour out right here. Make sure you level it. then a half a cup. Don't want to get too much in there. All right. Alrighty, and then it says to add in 2 cups of oats. I use quick oats because they're not as thick and dry. I use Mom's Best oats. They're just organic oats, that's all. You can use whatever you desire. So I'm going to put 2 cups in here. 1. And 2. Now I'm just going to mix all this together here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is add this dry mixture to this mixture. Let me get that off there. Until it is pretty much combined, and you're going to have to do this by hand. Let me set my mixer down. So I'm just going to try to add in a little bit at a time. Now this is going to get thick. That is normal. See, this is what I have cilantro for. If it gets too tough, I just make him do it. All right. If you try to use your mixer, this will definitely get stuck in your mixer. And you may have to kind of mush it down and stir. Let's see. Peach cobbler still cooking good. It's got 20 minutes left. All right, now we are going to take, I got the wrong ones out, I think. Let me see. I think I got the wrong chips out of the cabinet. Hold on. Yes, I know you like the espresso chips, cilantro. Okay, now I got me a big metal spoon. So now we're going to take a cup of milk chocolate morsels, okay? Like chocolate chips. I have some Toll House. There's a cup left in this bag, and I'm going to pour it in there, okay? And we're going to try our best to stir these in. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to take a 9 by 13 pan like you would make a cake in, and we're going to spray it with some cooking spray. I like using Baker's Joy for my cakes. It has the flour built into it. I think Pam makes some spray like this now. And I have my 9 by 13 pan. Move that back. And I'm going to spray and cover the pan. Come on. And get the edges. And try not to gas yourself out. All right. And this is preheat your oven to 350. Now, we are going to spread half of this dough into the bottom of this pan, okay? So I'm going to take what I think is about a half of this. Now I'm going to take my ring off here because you're going to get a little dirty. And you need to just spread this out. You're going to have to use your hand because it's thick. Clearly, if you don't have enough even spreading it thin, just keep adding a little more. You just want to cover the bottom. That's it. They smell really good. Sticking to my hand. Okay, now let me get a paper towel just so I can touch this without getting goo everywhere. Now you want to take a cup of semi-sweet. We mixed milk chocolate in it. Now we want a cup of semi-sweet. I happen to have some mini semi-sweets left, so I'm going to use those. And what you're going to do over this first layer is you're going to sprinkle that cup of your semi-sweet, okay? So I'm just going to sprinkle. And these are minis. Yummy, yummy. And then after we sprinkle the remaining chips on the chocolate chip top, we're going to carefully press the remaining cooking mixture on top of the chocolate, okay? This is going to be fun. Some of it is going to be exposed probably. It's kind of tough at this point to do this. Let me leave that little piece to see where I need it. I just try to do my best because this part gets kind of hard. If you find your hands are sticking to this too much, you can put a little butter on your hands. Of course, it goes without saying, please make sure you wash your hands good before you do this. Now, we are going to take this and put it in the oven. Let me go wash my hands first, and then I'll come back and talk. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to put this in an oven preheated at 350 degrees, and we're going to bake it 25 to 30 minutes, okay? Or until golden brown. Allow it to cool completely, though, before you cut it. I know you're going to be tempted to cut it, but if you try to cut it too early, it just makes it a mush, kind of. Let it set at room temperature for a little while, then try to cut it. And once again, the 25 to 30 varies on temperature of your oven, okay? So we'll put these in the oven. Our peach cobbler still has like 13 minutes left. So what I'll do, as always, is if you're not following us in Discord, please give us a follow. And make sure you follow our Instagram. We post on there all of our cooking streams and stuff. And please go follow our YouTube channel. We upload shorts from Fortnite and stuff on there, but also every one of my cooking streams is uploaded to YouTube. So if you missed something tonight, you can go follow along with me in the YouTube video to make this yourself. Some of the videos have the recipe at the bottom. Cilantro puts the recipe in the bottom of some of the YouTube videos. So don't forget to give us a follow. Let's see if this works. Up, it logged me out in here. Cilantro, could you do socials in the chat for me, please? It's logged out and I can't type. It won't let me. Thank you, Cilantro. There you go. There's links to all of our Twitter. I don't post on as much as I should, but we're very active in our Discord, our YouTube, and our Instagram. So if you're not following us on one of those, you're missing out. So get in there, hop in there, give us a follow. I do cooking streams every Wednesday evening, something different. Try to keep it real and something that you guys would like. Also, you need to watch me in the summer because I can and I do different things on here. So please just give us some follows. And Cilantro streams Monday through Friday. I'm on Wednesday evening. So you want to play some Fortnite? Hop in here too. Cilantro was playing Fortnite with viewers most every day you hop in here. He does streams 2 times a day, noon Central Time, and around 7 p.m. Central Time is the second stream. So if you miss one, you can hop in the other one. We're glad to have you guys. We love each and every one of you. We love having you in our streams. You make it all the better for us. If you ever have questions and you're in the YouTube and you're making one of my recipes, please feel free to private message me. You are more than welcome to. I do not mind at all. And you're welcome to do that. Let's see here. I don't mind answering questions at all. Does not bother me. Does not irritate me. Let's see. All right, you all. That is it for me for tonight. I am going to post pictures of both of these once they're cooked on our Instagram. Make sure you check them out. And I'm going to post them in Chantra will upload the video to YouTube. Don't forget to come back in here tomorrow on Friday. Check us out, please. Come play some Fortnite. You don't have to be good. You can be bad. We all have fun. That's what it's all about. And don't forget, remember tomorrow. Make it a great one. And tell somebody you love them. Thanks again, guys. See you later.